What is up, ladies and gents? You know exactly what time it is. We are going to be talking about XCN, what has happened to it recently, and my price prediction for XCN over the coming days. Of course, I'll also be giving you my 2025 price target for where I think XCN can go. And I think if you're bullish on XCN, you will really like this video. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Of course, if you are a new viewer here, then welcome to the channel. If you do like content like this, be sure to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're a returning viewer, then welcome back. It's really nice to have you here. Of course, on top of all of that as well, if you're looking to trade XCN, then look no further than the MEX exchange. This is the exchange that I use for all my trading, and on here you can actually find XCN spot and futures contracts as well. So you can actually long XCN here with up to 20x leverage. So of course, if you want to support the channel and get started with trading, click in the link in the description down below, fill out your details. It literally takes a minute and then you can literally get started here on MEX. So of course, guys, as always, thank you so much for all your support. Let's get started on this video. So I made my video here yesterday, and oh my gosh, I am so astonished with what has happened with Onyxcoin. Of course, it basically gave a massive middle finger to all the sellers out there. We had this triangle formation near the top here. So this, in my mind, was quite a clear triangle formation. You can see that on the price here, 5 tests of this resistance over the past day or so and 3 tests of the support line. We literally had quite a clear triangle here. We had quite a clear breakdown, and obviously the price target, as I said, from this triangle should have been around that 5.6 cents region, and it went down a little bit. It got to about 0.85 cents, a little bit of a drop there, and then Onyxcoin was just like, nope, we're not having this. We're not having this bad energy on this coin. We're going to shoot straight back up, leave everyone in disbelief. And of course, that's exactly what it did. It basically invalidated this triangle by shooting back above the support line. And now we're on a new bullish trend here on Onyxcoin. And this is absolutely unbelievable. This, in my opinion, is extremely significant, because if you have a look at where we are on Onyxcoin, we have literally just 6-7x here. And you have to understand that when we get these kind of pumps, we generally tend to see a lot of people taking profits. Can you imagine if you bought any time on Onyxcoin back in 2023 or 2024? You're literally sitting up 6-7x in profit. And yet Onyxcoin is holding these levels and even starting to shoot back up again, which tells me that there's some serious diamond hands in this community. And that's exactly why I think Onyxcoin is going to be going so much higher. We have a really strong community. I think we have a really high ratio of diamond hands holding this coin. Of course, an example of what happens when we see a pump and not so many diamond hands comes from SHIB. So this was a good example. Of course, the timing was a little bit different. It was 2024, which was still bullish, but it was pre-bull market, so we can kind of forgive it a little bit. But SHIB is a good example of what happens when we see a big pump and what happens when the sellers that want to take the profit from this pump override new buyers coming in. And that's exactly what we saw in SHIB in 2024. As you can see, it did this mega gain here, literally 378%, a little bit less than what XCN did. We saw a bit of a consolidation up at these prices, but quickly we saw that the trend was generally downwards. And of course, as you can see, the price is almost completely retraced the length of the pump going up there on SHIB. Of course, it's doing okay nowadays, but this is an example in general of what happens when we see sellers taking over instead of buyers. And XCN at the moment is managing to hold these levels way above where it was just a few days ago. So this, in my opinion, is extremely significant. Of course, what we could have just seen then is this potential falling wedge. So if we adjust these resistances here to reflect the fact that we've seen something potentially looking a bit more like this, then we can say that we could potentially see a very short-term price target here on Onyxcoin of this distance here, and this distance should take us all the way to 18 cents there. Of course, this would be extremely significant because it breaks the previous high, and that's exactly what we want to see. Of course, if we're able to make new highs here on Onyxcoin, then I think we could be going much higher. Of course, we want to watch this trend as well. So at the moment, we've got a bullish support line going in the upwards direction. It's really nice that we have this now. This is kind of our guiding light for us in quarter one of 2025. This is going to help us gauge whether we're still bullish here on Onyxcoin. If we see potentially a break of this line, then it could spell more bearish price action for us on Onyx. So at the moment, looking for this bullish support and continued upwards trend here on Onyx. Of course, this is in line with what the rest of the market is doing as well, in my opinion. For example, if we go onto XRP may have just broken above a bull flag on the short term, which gives it a nice price target of at least $4 there. In the slightly longer term, so if we're talking on the 1-day chart on XRP, I think we could get to $8.80 because we've seen a breakout from a pennant that looks like this. Of course, I'm showing you XRP because if XRP is going up and making new highs, then we're going to see that reflected in all other tokens related to XRP, such as XLM, XDC, and of course XCN as well. So that's why I'm monitoring XRP. I'm very bullish on XRP as well, and that's why I'm also bullish on XCN. So great stuff here. Of course, in quarter one of 2025, which, don't forget guys, is a very bullish time for crypto. If we have a look at the Bitcoin monthly returns, for example, we can see that quarter one, which is January, February, and March, generally tend to come up green. So last year, for example, every single month of quarter one was green. The year before that, every single month was green. The last bull market in 2021, quarter one was an extremely bullish period as well. And 2013, one of the earlier bull markets, again, everything was completely green there as well. So quarter one generally is a bullish time. And of course, if you're going to be bullish at some point, then now is the time for it. So that's another reason why I think we're going to see some quarter one mega gains here on XCN. And so for quarter one of 2025, I originally had a price target of 3 cents in quarter one, and I gave that price target because of this long-term triangle that I believe is forming here on XCN. As you can see, we had a resistance encompassing this whole price data from the start of 2023, and we had a nice support, been tested at least 3 times down there, and this could be a potential triangle. Of course, this price target here is at 3 cents. What we also had was this cup and handle pattern, which I believe has already completed, and that looked something a little bit like this. And the price target from this cup and handle pattern was actually at around the 0.8 cents level. So this was already hit, and this is quite interesting because right now I'm obviously trying to forecast how high the price can go, potential patterns that might be forming. And if we have a look at this potential formation of price, have a look at this. This is obviously just a theory that I have at the moment, but the price target from this, I think you guys will like, particularly if you're bullish here. So we already know that one cup and handle pattern from Onyxcoin has succeeded, but now we have this beautiful resistance at basically this price level. So the high there at the start of 2023, the high of the price just a few days ago. And although it's not a perfect cup formation, you can see that there was a gradual down there. There's this gradual cup formation, and then we had this pump in the upwards direction. And now in the very short term, if I go back on the 1 hour chart, if you have a look at what's forming here, we could potentially start to see this handle formation coming across. There's a slight downtrend as well. Of course, this contradicts what I said a bit earlier about the falling wedge pattern that we're seeing. But if instead of this, where we start to head even higher, break new highs here on Onyxcoin, if we see something like this where we retrace a little bit, go back down and do something like this, then this will give me a little bit of conviction here on a potential cup and handle pattern, particularly if we see all the signs of one, with a big breakout from that down channel, and of course more tests of this support and resistance in this handle formation here. Of course, for a good cup and handle pattern, we want to see this form for at least over 1 week. So ideally, that would be the case here on Onyxcoin. But if we see this and we see the price make new highs at some time in the future, then this could give us a price target of something extraordinary. Wait for it, guys. This will give us a price target here on Onyxcoin of 37 cents. Now, this is if we make a nice handle from this cup and handle pattern, and if we break very nicely through this neckline here, which currently stands at roughly 1.6 or 1.7 cents. So Something that I've added now to my watch list here on Onyxcoin, because of course this gives me the most bullish price target, and if this really does happen, that would be a 2,188% in the upwards direction here. Of course, anything is possible this bull run, so I'm not ruling anything out, but at the moment, guys, it is just a theory. Of course, I would expect this to happen. Of course, this may happen by the end of Q4 of 2025, but if this cup and handle pattern doesn't happen, then like always, my price targets remain 7.7 cents all the way to 18 cents here on Onyxcoin, and that there is a result of the fact that if we look at the trading history, 18 cents is the all-time high here on Onyxcoin, so that would be a big resistance spot, and 7.7 cents really seems to be a strong support and resistance level here on Onyxcoin as well, so that's why I've chosen that as my base target here. Of course, the base target is still a 6x up, and I do predict that XRP will still do a 6x from where its current price is, so if XRP can do that, then I do believe at least Onyxcoin can do that, unless something disastrous happens here. But right now, I'm extremely bullish, both in the shorter term and in the longer term. I'm really happy to see that Onyxcoin has managed to hold up these prices for the time being. The fact that we hadn't seen a Shiba Inu where the prices just retraced all the way back down from that initial pump that it had, we're holding up really well here on XCN. And of course, every other coin in the payment infrastructure space as well looks really good too. If you have a look at Stellar, if you have a look at XDC, they all look very nice at the moment. So yeah, that was a bit of a mouthful, but as a summary of everything that I've just said, in Q1 of 2025, we should be able to hit 3 cents here on Onyxcoin based on that triangle that I showed you a little bit earlier. We could be seeing a potential falling wedge here with a price target immediately of 1.8 cents, which would be great because then it will take us above the previous high here on Onyxcoin. Of course, in the longer term, my long-term targets still stand at 7.7 cents to 18 cents, although I'm really impressed with how Onyxcoin is performing, and I have a potential price target at 38 cents as a result of a potential cup and handle that is forming. Of course, I will keep you guys up to date with what I think of this over the coming days, but for now, it's something I'm definitely keeping my eye on. So of course, that is all I have to say in this video. Let me know down in the comments whether you're still holding your Onyxcoin, and let me know what you think the price will get to in 2025. Of course, thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you guys in my next one.